Let's see what we get. Aiming for 2 centuries today. Hi guys. I know it's a bit early to say hi guys, but no one been online. So we'll see. The aim of today is to see if we can hit 2 centuries today. So give it a go and see what happens. Usually I get about 1. So a bit of a big task considering. So we'll see what happens. A little bit more awake today than I was yesterday. Certainly I was really tired yesterday. I've been up since 12 a.m. Oh, 12 a.m. Yeah, 12 a.m. midnight. Yeah, so I was really shattered. So I know that shot was a little bit tight there, so it usually takes a couple to warm up. Sometimes I get off the ball and can't seem to do anything wrong. We'll see what we're dealt with. And the usual rule of thumb is go for 147. But if I'm out of position, I will certainly be going for sensible shots. So we shall see. Hopefully I'm still on the black. Yeah. Now aim for this one next. So over here. Good. Now the next red might be a little bit tricky. So I really need to see what we've got available. As you can see, that way is not really good. That tells me I really need to go for one of these reds in that corner. So I've just got to try and figure out where I'm going to be. So ideally a high, don't want to go that way. Mind you, I don't know if I've got choice. I'm going to try and get the white back out. Don't want to be straight, but I do want an angle. So it looks like I'm going to have to force this in. Ideally, I want to take one of these. It's not looking good at the minute. So I've got a choice to go forward and back that way. I really wanted to go back that direction. I think I'm going to have to go this way. Hopefully I should be on one. And I've always said that if you're going to play these shots, it's always best to go the cushion and bounce back out. You'll have more of a chance to stay in position rather than, because if I rolled it forward, there was a chance that I would have ended up here, and obviously that's no good. So, which is why I kind of hit the back cushion and come back out. Gives you more chance of position wise. So we're kind of losing position a little bit. So we're going back down for the black. Obviously I don't want to, God, hit that. Not intended to hit it like that. Mouse control is certainly the toughest to master. I think majority of the misses are caused by mouse positionals. I'm going to take that one. I'm on the wrong side. Well, not on the wrong side. I need to be further over here if I'm going to take that one in the middle. If I'm going back down for the black. So we're doing quite a bit of tidy up. So ideally I want to get the white about here. This will give me options, that one and these three, and potentially that one if I overhit it. Like I have there, I've overhit it. You can see I've got options. Got quite a few options. That one's the one we're going to go for. We've got that one and we've got that one. Not ideal. So we're just going to roll this forward. Don't want to be straight though. Did not want to be straight. So I'm forcing myself. I'll look over here. No, it'd be better if I screw back. It would be better if I screw back. Aiming to hit. I don't really want to hit that either. So this is a bit of a tricky one. A very tricky one. Lucky, really lucky to be on the ball here. And it's actually ended up pretty perfect. It's a very lucky positional play there. Wasn't intended. So now we can go forward. Aiming for about here. So we've got that one in the middle and these two. That's what we're initially going for. Oh god, I've underhit there. So again, mouse control, not great, and I've left myself absolutely screwed. It's so annoying. A bit annoyed with that. That was very sloppy on my part. But again, mouse control didn't follow through as much as I liked. And that's the problem with trying to master the mouse control. Easier to control pace in real life than it is mouse. With the mouse, sometimes it sticks, sometimes you follow through too much, sometimes you overhit, underhit. So personally, I find it a lot easier. Real life, for sure. I mean, majority of the shots. Hello, hi, welcome. How are you? So we're aiming for 2 centuries today. That's the goal. If I get it, probably not. But worth a challenge. Normally get 1. Sometimes I get 2. And given the time, I know I won't get 3, but I've been close. So we'll see. We shall see. So we've got just over 30 minutes. So it should be good. It should be a good little challenge. So how are you? So again, really underhit that by a mile. It's so hard to keep a consistent control on a mouse. So now, obviously, it's put myself in a position where tight up against the rail, not much I can do with the cue ball. But I'm trying to at least get back into prime position. Getting rid of the awkward balls helps. Don't want to be straight. And not the end of the world if it's not. What you got? Ah, exams. Boo. Exams. So glad I don't have to deal with those no more. So don't look. Well, I could go for that one. If I'm going to stay on the 147, I could take that one. Well, good luck. Good luck with exams. I'm sure you'll be fine. Too hard. Ah, damn. Damn, damn, damn. Good recovery. Keep going, keep going. Now I can take the one in the middle. That should give us position for the black as well. So the aim is to kind of try and not hit it, but be close to it. So, but don't want to be on top of it. So that's pretty good. But again, straight, not great. Now we're going to do something that's a little bit unrealistic. And you would probably never be able to achieve that. Well, you could, but it's super hard to do in real life to do that. But now I'm on the wrong side. So if I'm going to stay on the black, I've got to try and cut this in, get the white back over. And this is going to be tough. This is going to be very tough. Tough shot. So I've got to do it with pace and be accurate as well. And missed. That'll teach me to go for a 147, right? So we've had 260s so far. And the later the lunch goes, the less likely that I'll be able to hit 2 centuries. But I would be happy if I get 1, which is the usual I normally get. 64, so we've only just really just started. So normally it takes me a few to warm up. Had a 120 last night while the missus was sleeping, and snookered myself on the bloody yellow. I snooked myself at 120, and that was a great opportunity for a 147 there. Yeah, that was quite annoying. But the good thing is that the chances for 147s are happening more regular than they used to. So that's a good sign. So currently, so far, if anyone wants to be bored, I'm currently on 9 147 so far. So that's good. So I'm going to have to use that red as a stopper and take a difficult black. Don't want it to block the path though. As you can see, I've blocked the path, so that's not good. So this could be end of break. Yeah, that was a tough shot. That was a tough shot. So have you got any breaks yourself? I've got to ask you this question, guys. So I know some of you won't answer, But I would like to ask, do you like watching this to see how many centuries I can get, or do you want me to change it up? I mean, I obviously your view is quite important to me. So, do you like seeing centuries? What's the vibe? I mean, it's certainly a challenge hitting a century, and most rewarding. I must say that it's very, very rewarding. What's the vibe out there? I mean, it does me in a way because helps me with my game as a whole. Um, okay, maybe I should explain more of what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, but that's really really hard to do and concentrate at the same time. That's pretty tough, I must admit. Because snooker concentration on snooker is really hard to do anyway. Um, it's not exactly a sport that you can't not concentrate on. So what break do you think I'm going to achieve today then? Do you think I'm going to hit a century today? I think I am. I think I've got this. So red. Hmm. It's actually these two are quite problematic. Just seeing if that goes. No. Damn, this is going to be tricky. So I'm just trying to think best approach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the houses, see if I can get a better position. Keep going, keep going. 120. All right, that's a challenge. I'm going to try and beat that. This. Go on, stop. So I really need to get on this red. Literally that red. As soon as I've left myself pretty awkward. These shots are pretty tough. Oh god, starting to hesitate. That's not good. Stop. Oh man. Oh, 100%. 100% easy. Without a doubt, if I weren't going for 147s all the time, I would certainly get a lot more centuries than that I'm showing. Yeah, 100%. I mean, in VP4, I had over 80 147s, and easily over 700 centuries there. So from having that from VP4 has certainly helped the transition from VP4 to here. I mean, I've only been playing shooters for just over a year now. Or actually, probably a year and a half. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like the centuries are quite easy to achieve, rather than the 147s. The 147s are so hard, but I mean, this shows. Oops, this shows that the progression of getting a 147 is certainly tough. before they weren't as frequent, or the chances weren't as frequent, but now they're starting to become frequent. So that tells me that I am slightly improving. Would you still no? Um, no. I think you'll be very disappointed. Oh, don't land right on top of that red. Wow. Answer to your question as to why I think graphics graphics play a big part, and the graphics on VP4 isn't up to scratch. Yes, there are more games available. The standard's still pretty good. The standard is very good, but in my personal opinion, it's very toxic. Unless you're in their little bubble. Definitely recommend shooters over VP4. However, VP4 does offer AI, whereas shooters doesn't, so that's an advantage. Obviously, I'm thinking more online terms. But if you want the offline experience, then I would recommend that 100%. It's a shame shooters doesn't offer that service. Yeah, so it's a real shame. I mean, I would pick shooters all day long if that was the case. But there are advantages from one to another. Now, the big letdown for shooters is if you're up for tournaments and such. The tournaments feel that's not a problem, but the players just don't play, which is bizarre to me. So, like for example, there's 64 entries, 64 apply, and the first round there's probably about 2 or 3 matches that are played. It's very weird. I don't understand why. Yeah, I think most of it has to be trolls, right? It's gotta be. It's gotta be trolls. Um, but I agree. But you're gonna get toxic no matter where you go. If I'm honest. But I'm just saying more on terms of what kind of experience you want to achieve from a game. If you want to play versus AI, then VP4 wins hands down. Um, if you want competition, that's a real tough one, because. So I'm just thinking about what I was doing. If you want to go down the competition route, um, both of them. But again, shooters is a bit disappointing because people don't turn up, which is a shame. As to why, I don't know. Aiming, oh god, now aiming's been a topic for a lot of people. Now, yeah, I mean that could literally be. See what? So how you aim? You normally look down the line of the cue, right? See what I normally do is I backtrack. I use the center of the pocket, or the most open part of the pocket, and I kind of draw an imaginary line to the actual contact point. So then from that contact point, I kind of look at it visually where I need to hit. So this is sometimes where I use the overhead view as well, so I can see like the line, so I know I need to aim for this point. But then it goes deeper than that, because if you're putting side on the white, so I'm in direct line of that pot, right? Now if I put a tiny bit of side on the white, I've missed that shot without doubt. So any slight tip position change also changes the shot as well. So you could be in the right line to begin with, but if you put any slight spin on the cue ball, you might actually miss it. So I've got to be careful. God, I was kind of debating what to do here. I would suggest. It depends. So I'm just trying to think best way forward. You want it to be fun, right? Unfortunately, it's not going to be fun if you want to aim better, and it's about repetition. So the only thing that I would suggest is going offline mode, set up some shots, and repeating the shot over and over and over, which is kind of what you would do in real life, really. Never get any high breaks with that. Yeah, I find myself just rolling balls. Yeah, I mean the best way to play snooker is really, for me, is you'll probably notice that a lot of snooker players will not use spin on the cue ball. It's usually stun shots and top spin, back spin. They'll only use side if they really need to, which makes shots a lot easier than they're supposed to be. So you'll see a lot of the centuries that I make. You'll see that I'm usually doing a lot like top, bottom, or centre ball. I do rarely put side on the cue ball, but only I put side on the cue ball if I really need to get the white back up the other end of the table. But I think that's just purely because positional side is probably better than I realise, because I don't need to do it, if that makes sense. But I would practice. I've always said new players or intermediate players or even advanced players understand the cue ball, where the cue ball's going. If you can understand what and where the cue ball goes, that's really half the battle. And then it's just pace of the cue ball, pace of the shot, when to play hard, when to play soft. So there is a lot of variables. But as I said, knowing where the cue ball's going is really the key part to this. Well, hit the first century, so still got to try and beat your 120. Another thing is, if you've got a choice between backspin and topspin, go with topspin because it's easier to control. Backspin's very tough to control. Are we gonna beat your 120? That's it, just add pressure to me. Uh-oh. Just overcooked it. Stop. Playing real life shot selection, knowing where the cue ball goes is easy. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I mean, that's a lot of trouble. A lot of players don't understand. Obviously, I am generalising a little bit here, but it does really, really help. But break build depends on shot selection. Now you notice that I go for 147s all the time, so my positional plays can be all over the place. But I have been trying to break build properly when I've been. Oh, I thought I missed that one, and I've gone short. But I would just say just keep practicing. The more you practice, the better you get, and I'm hoping that these streams will highlight the improvement that I've been doing. You know, might not seem it, but I am actually improving because I'm having more opportunities at 147s than I used to. Yeah, I would suggest to knock that on the head immediately, and you'll probably see improvements straight away. That's my take. Now you can probably get away with side and such with Paul, but the fundamentals are still the same. Even when I play 8 ball or 9 ball, I rarely use side on the cue ball unless I really have to. So I beat your score 120, so I got 131. That's the first century of the day. But I mean, that sequence there, you probably. Yeah, good. I'm pleased. I'm happy to help if I can, and vice versa. As I said, for me, I just think the centuries in general are not. Oh, that was a bad shot. So I've had 6 frames. I've hit a couple of 60s, and I won 3-1. I should get more though, to be honest. I'm just going to hit that red out the way, and hopefully we can. So this layout here in VP4, this would be a very good chance for a 147. A very nice chance, and not without bloody shot though. The only thing that lets me down is the cue ball mouse control. I think that's probably the hardest to master, without a doubt. I mean, a lot of the time I do feel like positional plays is usually pretty good. However, sometimes the mouse kind of goes, it gives other ideas, and tells me otherwise. If anyone's wondering why I use the overhead view, the reason being it kind of gives me an overall layout for my next shot, and also a better understanding of angles. It's just a real nice tool to have to help you going forward. Fine. Well, to be honest, I don't even follow through. I think that's a myth. I play exactly the same as I do. If I was to play VP4, I would play exactly the same. I am not following through with the mouse whatsoever. I think that's a myth. It probably helps, but I haven't noticed any difference. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but I can only say from my own personal experience that I don't do follow through, and I haven't done. So, and I've played VP4 for over 10 years, and I've played shooters for, oh, that's harsh. I played shooters for a year and a half, so I've got a bit of experience when it comes to VP4. I don't go in. Alright, guess we'll go for the blue then. It's harsh. Could have done with that not going in. So yeah, I hope that kind of helps. So, see, I could go for the pink here, but there's no point because that would just tie up the other balls. I could do without hitting that though. Oh dear. Well, that was a bit silly. That was very silly. So now this is where I will put side. Yes, 100%. The more expensive they are, the better. I feel like you get what you pay for. That's what I think. Now, I've actually took the plunge, and I think with snooker it's more down to tip size. But with the, they do make a difference for sure. I believe they do. I mean, I'm using the 20. I actually bought the 20, the most expensive one that shooters has to offer, and I kind of stuck with it. So I can't really tell you if. I mean, I could probably play the same if I was on using another cue. Ah, Ninad, hi. How are you? You are coming onto the stream a little bit late. I am logging soon because my lunch finishes soon. But anyway, going back to the cues, they do make a difference, for sure. But it's down to the individual, if I'm honest. Good. So you've missed. I've had a couple of 60s and 131. Got given the challenge to beat 120. All right, mate. All right, enjoy. Good luck. Let's see if I can last. Maybe this may be the last frame. So we are aiming for 2 centuries. We've only got one so far, which is annoying. However, it's still good though. Oh, I don't think this goes, but for some strange reason, my brain is telling me try it and see what happens. Maybe go for the blue again. Now, as I said, I would normally go for the black, but we're trying to hit another century, so that's what we're going to go for. May have to go for. Let's go for that one. Back for the black. Maybe. It depends on the misses. I normally go around the streams depending on what my missus is doing. It was a maybe. I can't really give you a yes or no on that one. Yeah, Andrew, mate. Andrew. What are we? Blue. Oh, I thought I actually landed on the spot then. I mean, if we can finish with a second century, then that's good. You know what? I did not even think about what I was doing there. What a terrible, terrible choice. I actually really don't know what I was thinking. A bit of a mind lapse. I missed one of these earlier. That was a good recovery. Let's see if we can put a little bit of side on. Now, I don't often put side on the cue ball, but this makes this shot a lot harder. Managed to do a good split. Actually, that was a very good shot, if I don't say so myself. So we're going to go back down for the black. So we've had pretty decent, consistent breaks today. It's actually been pretty decent. You gave me a good advice the other day. How I should. Yeah. And how did that go for you? I just noticed it for when we played the other day, and I mean your shot making is extraordinary. Positional play, obviously, you know that lets you down. However, oh, don't go in. That is criminal if that goes in. Jesus. Yeah. So the pace, I think, would make such a difference to you. Oh, what a recovery! Improve my cue ball. Well, I didn't do it. Oh, okay, fair enough. I think you should give it a go though, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Sometimes change is good, and I think what I tell you, I think would actually help you. I think you'll be a lot more consistent. Well, we're on the verge of our second century, but we do need to put another red though. Oh no, well not with a shot like that though. Oh my god, what a terrible shot. No, of course not. What you're doing is great. Oh god, what have I done? Well, don't look like we're gonna get the second century. We're still on. Okay, missed the green. Oh, landed up in no man's land. So 98. 98. Oh dear. God, that's tempting, but not realistic. Okay. So a bit of pressure on this one. Oh no. 98, so close to 2 centuries. Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to call it there, guys. I will. I'll try and come back later. But 1 century, 131, couple of 60s, and this break here. So I'm happy with that. Not happy I didn't get the 2 centuries though. I don't know what other red you mean, but it's already done now, too late. So unfortunately I do need to go. So I will catch you guys soon.